Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RELX SDG Inspiration Day. I'm your host today, Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu. And let me tell you something. It is a great day to have a great day. And you cannot be in a better place than at the RELX Inspiration Day. And let me tell you this. I'm not exaggerating when I say there's no other place I would rather be right now with you all to listen and hear from inspiring leaders and thought leaders and subject matter experts, innovation happening around the world. And of course, it's raining outside as well, but definitely this is where I would want to be. So I say, look, buckle up, get ready. Huge welcome back to those who were with us last year, and a huge hello to those joining us for the first time. You're going to have a great day. So let's do some housekeeping. I want you to be sure that you have everything you need for your relaxation and digestion of what you're going to be hearing, what you're going to be seeing. Get ready to take some notes mentally and physically, because I think that helps. Now you will be able to navigate through this event today. You see some on your left-hand side, you'll see access to some rooms, the networking expos and the stage, so that you can engage with us in every single facet. I'm telling you, everyone behind today's event have put in so much. And in advance, I would say huge thank you. All right, let's get started. And I want to remind you all to share on social media, and that's hashtag SDG Inspiration Day. Share the nuggets you're hearing, share what you feel is empowering you, what statements you also want to make and comments you have as you're going through every single stage. Make sure you join that conversation on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Let the world know where you are and what you're doing. Hashtag SDG Inspiration Day and tag RELX, of course. All right, let's start today with our We Empower. And I want to start by introducing some of our incredible women social entrepreneurs. But let me tell you what the We Empower is about. So the We Empower UN SDG Challenge is the first of its kind global competition for women social entrepreneurs who are advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals and inspiring communities to act to create the world we want by 2030. And the We Empower Challenge honors innovative women leaders from around the world who are pushing this SDG forward with sustainable business practices and inspiring others to follow suit. We will now hear from three of them, and these are the winners, the challenge winners. So first of all, I'm going to introduce to you business leader Sarah El Battouty from Egypt. Sarah El Battouty is a global award-winning architect with 18 years experience in the field of green and environmental buildings and sustainable development. Sarah is the founder of one of Egypt's unique environmental design, training, and strategy company, eConsult, who have achieved the highest number of energy saving certified projects in Egypt by an Egyptian. I think it's important for us to understand the creation and the innovation happening locally and how that's impacting globally. And Sarah is the perfect example for that. So Sarah, please come on stage and tell us more about your work and what your message is for today.
Hi, Shola. Thank you so much for hosting me. It's really exciting to be with you all today. So let me tell you about what we do. Basically, we're a company we're just a group of architect and environmental activists. And we also happen to be predominantly a women-led company. So at the heart of it, we really focus on the SDGs. The SDG that we are concerned about, the first one, is definitely looking into how our cities grow and how our populations grow. You know, in our part of the world, 60% of Egypt is made up of youth under the age of 18. And so the cities are growing, the demand is growing for architecture and landscaping and economic growth that will host all of this new generation. But we've really been concerned with the construction sector and the design sector's contribution to carbon emissions as it's become a very sophisticated industry. So we look at SDG 11, sustainable communities and cities. We look at SDG 9, industry, innovation, and definitely SDG 13, which is climate change. So for the longest time, we've been looking at how to innovate on architecture. What are we really celebrating when we speak about fantastic design and reciprocal design? Are we celebrating excellence in engineering, or are we celebrating solutions for real-world problems? And in this case, it's climate change. It's healthy buildings. It's the demand for people to live in areas where overheating is a major, major problem that is happening in so many areas. And also how people use their income in the household. What do you spend your money on? Do you spend your money on heating and cooling and shading? And so we became very, very much aware that some industries are still resilient to accountability in climate change. And that's what our business is about. Our business is about creating affordable, accessible, green solutions that are culturally appropriate for the market in Egypt, in this case, or in the MENA region. Because for the longest time, we've seen that green buildings are very high-end. And also, the movement and the advocacy of green buildings tends to be a borrowed notion. Sometimes when it comes to be adapted in our part of the world, it creates inequalities because not all people have access to green building technology. So at eConsult, what we're doing is two things. We are integrating international ideas. We're integrating technologies and ideas about innovations, but we're also accessing indigenous knowledge. For thousands of years, indigenous nomadic communities have been adapting to climate change in the most clever and affordable ways. And we cannot keep them distant from the decision-making process. We have to make them participate. We have to build on their embedded knowledge. And this is exactly what we do. We use local indigenous knowledge and we integrate it with technologies to make a product that is user-friendly and accessible for our communities, because we believe that green buildings are the future. Cities are not isolated from the well-being of people, and vulnerable groups like women and children to climate change should be the ideal client for us to respond to their needs. So thank you so much for hosting me today to speak about our model.
Thank you ever so much, Sarah. That's incredibly inspiring to hear about how you have, with your women-led firm, really driven innovation in Egypt. Thank you so much for that. We will now have our second We Empower Challenge winner, and it is Habiba Ali from Nigeria. Habiba Ali is the Managing Director and CEO of Sosai Renewable Energies Company, one of the largest distributors of renewable energy in Nigeria. Sosai Renewable Energies provides renewable energy products like solar lamps, water purifiers, and solar panels, as well as energy consulting services to help bring clean, renewable energy solutions to Nigeria's building communities. Ali also co-founded the Development Association for Renewable Energies, DARE, and is a member of the Partnership for Clean Indoor Air and the Nigerian Energy Network. She holds an MBA and bachelor's degree in accounting. So I'm going to hand off to Habiba right now. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Shola. It's always a pleasure to be here and share what we do. It's exciting that the RELX is continuing this year, and I'm very proud to be part of it last year and now. At Sosai, what we do is we deploy solutions that actually help solve the problems of energy in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very energy poor country, and our company is driven by the passion to provide safe and clean environment for all through sound business minded strategies. Our name in Hausa is a Hausa word for excellence, integrity. I mean, it depends on the context you're looking at it from. But what we try to do is we distribute low cost, high impact technologies And so far, we have distributed over 100,000 system solutions across board between improved cook stoves, solar lamps in northern and solar lanterns, and mini grids and solar solutions for productive use technologies. We have been successful in carrying out this deployment because we're providing complementary appliances which drive demand, targeting northern Nigeria, where we have existing relationships. Our goal is to ensure sustainable development for communities by deploying renewable energy products that create economic growth and positively impact rural areas. And we do this not just by ourselves. We also, since our target communities are the rural communities and low-income households in Nigeria, and especially in the north, where we have over 60% of the population, we distribute our products through our female energy entrepreneurs program called the Matang Arewan Sosai. This program, which we started in 2016, trains local women to sell and distribute Sosai's products. So far, over 130 women have been trained in northern Nigeria. We also work with women-owned cooperatives. That means we even are sometimes the ones who set up these cooperatives, and we install for them solar for productive use. So it could be a refrigerator, it could be a solar dryer, it could be a solar-powered kiosk, and they make money out of it. So these female entrepreneurs sell the food they produce from the dryers for a profit, or they charge phones on their solar kiosks and resell drinks and every other bric-a-brac they need in the communities, and they pay off every month for the cost of that technology that they own or they leased from Sosai. So far, we've been in existence for quite a while, and we are trying to address the SDG 7 most primarily, but we are also of the belief that the SDG 7 is actually at the nexus of achieving all of the other SDGs. So no SDG can stand without energy access, and reliable energy access is one thing that we work for. It's been a long journey. We've been able to address primarily the energy access. We've been also able to address climate change, women empowerment. So that's SDG 5, and we've actually we've been responsible for saving every year at least 220,000 tons of CO2 per annum. And we, like I said earlier, we have 130 women who are either reselling solar solutions or owning businesses that are powered by solar. We still hope to do more because we haven't even reached 10% of the 10% we plan to reach. So there's still a lot to be done, and we hope that our work can be seen out there and complemented and supported by anyone who sees what we're doing as good. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Habiba. What you're doing is not just good, it's phenomenal. Thank you so much for all the work you're doing in building and driving innovation in Nigeria. You and Sarah are incredibly inspirational. Now, I'm going to introduce you all to this next inspirational lady, Marcia. And I mean, Marcia, I've come to know over the past year, and she's just incredible. She is a founder director of corporate responsibility at RELX, a FTSE 15 information analytics and events company with 33,000 plus people and operations in 40 countries. Engages colleagues throughout the business, Marcia drives practices that ensure recognition of RELX's competitive advantage and stakeholder confidence. Now, she's the chair of the UN Global Compact Network, and she's the chair of the corporate responsibility and council of the conference board, and a founding member of the board of the Afton Center for Global. She's a founding member of the board of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. She's also the founding director of London Museum and Educational Facility, Benjamin Franklin House, and previously was special advisor to the American Chamber of Commerce here in the UK. I told you she's impressive, but when you meet her, you see how much more impressive she is. She's a fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, and she holds an MA in International Relations from the University of Chicago and a PhD in Economic History from the London School of Economics. She is a member of the British Empire MBE, an honor awarded of the Queen or by the Queen, and lives in London with her husband and 2 boys. Marcia, come on board. I'm sure they can't wait to hear from you.
Dr. Shola, thank you so much. This Inspiration Day would be nothing without you and your guiding us through this exciting day. This is the 6th edition of the RELX SDG Inspiration Day, and this year's theme of accelerating businesses' contribution to attaining the SDGs could not be more important. So why does this agenda matter to business? Because business cannot thrive providing jobs to people, contributing to communities, fostering innovation, and supporting the economic and social infrastructure of society in a partial world. As we have seen with COVID-19's grip on the well-being of people everywhere, with its unacceptable toll in lives and health, we are all connected. The solutions to this crisis must be interconnected and global. The development and distribution of COVID-fighting vaccines have been a triumph of science and business, government and healthcare, and citizen collaboration. But we now must go farther, and business must continue to support the dissemination of life-saving vaccines around the world. So too, the climate challenge. This is the greatest shared threat humanity faces. And we cannot meet this challenge without business doing its part to reverse its carbon emissions, investing in the development and deployment of new technologies, and engaging its people and communities while advocating for change with government and other stakeholders. And so why does this agenda matter to RELX? As you heard Shola say, we're 33,000 people located in more than 40 countries. And at the heart of our business are our unique contributions. It's the essence of what we do across our 4 businesses. We work to maximize the positive impact on society of our analytical tools, data, information, and events. Our unique contributions include universal sustainable access to information, and also advance of science and health. Elsevier contributes to advancing human welfare and economic progress through its essential insights in science and health. We also have a focus on protection of society through our LexisNexis Risk Solutions Group, which also uses data to protect people and industry through its analytics. We have a focus on promoting the rule of law and access to justice through LexisNexis Legal and Professional, which promotes justice through its legal intelligence and also its analytical capabilities. And we're about fostering communities through RX, which focuses on bringing communities together to enhance productivity and efficiency across 500 shows around the world. The RELX SDG Inspiration Days are an initiative of the free RELX SDG Resource Center. We launched that in 2017, and the aim of this site is to illuminate the SDGs for everyone. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It features leading-edge articles, reports, tools, events, videos, and legal practical guidance from across RELX and from key United Nations and other partners to advance awareness, understanding, and implementation of the 17 SDGs, which aim to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all people by 2030. The SDG News Tracker on the homepage provides up-to-the-minute news about the SDGs from around the world, searching millions of articles published daily across more than 75,000 news sources, including in the 6 UN languages, as well as German. And we also produce original research for the site, including the RELX SDG graphics, which look at the state of knowledge underpinning the SDGs. How equipped is the world to meet this agenda? Now, a critical finding for me from the SDG graphics is that less than 2% of more than 4 million SDG-related research items up to 2019 over a 5-year period were from low-income locations. And those are the locations that face the greatest challenges that the SDGs aim to address. We're stepping up our efforts to be part of the solution, including by supporting Research for Life, which benefits the work of developing world researchers by providing access to our content in collaboration with partners on the ground like Epicentre and AMREF. The site also includes tools and podcasts, including the World We Want podcast, with interviews to hear from a range of thought leaders across industries and disciplines on realizing the SDGs. We set public objectives for each of our unique contributions and for all other areas on which we need to continue to raise our environmental, social, and governance performance, ESG, and corporate responsibility, and each one of these is aligned with a named SDG. For example, this year, to advance SDG 3 and SDG 10, we aim to ensure equal health and access to health through a project with a historically Black university in the United States, North Carolina Central. And to progress SDG 16, we aim to advance projects that use our data and tools to reduce financial inclusion, which you'll hear more about later on today, and also to broaden our rule of law cafes, open to everyone, which bring people together to discuss strategies about going beyond legal minimums to further the rule of law. And later this year, watch for a major new free research report on net zero on the RELX SDG Resource Center and on Elsevier in time for COP26 in November. So we could not bring this event to fruition without the dedicated corporate responsibility team. They're amazing, and I want to thank each and every one of them, particularly Helen Shepard and Miriam Hill, as well as my other colleagues across RELX. And we couldn't do this without the support of our partners. I would like to acknowledge the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, the UN Global Compact UK, the UN Global Compact India, Schneider Electric, Global Citizen, the Responsible Media Forum, the United Nations Association New York, the World Humanitarian Forum, and our media partner, Tortoise Media. So it is now my honor to introduce the next keynote that we have from Ban Ki-moon. Ban Ki-moon was the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations from January 2007 to December 2016. He mobilized world leaders around a set of new global challenges, from climate change and economic upheaval to health crises and increasing pressures involving food, energy, and water. He was a bridge builder, giving a voice to the world's poorest and most vulnerable people and strengthening the United Nations. He led initiatives that addressed some of the challenges that the developing world faced, including at the height of the food, energy, and economic crises in 2008, convincing the G20 to support a $1 trillion financing package for developing countries. And it was under his leadership in 2015 that led to all the countries of the UN adopting the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, to end poverty, to protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all as part of the new Sustainable Development Agenda. He also led efforts that resulted in the Paris Climate Agreement, with countries agreeing to work to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And he supported the creation of UN Women. Under his leadership, he achieved the increase of women in senior management positions at the UN by more than 40%. He strengthened UN peace efforts, and he strengthened humanitarian responses to disasters, including in Haiti. He's a husband, a father, and a grandfather. And today he's the co-chair of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, which we're delighted is a partner, as I've mentioned, of the RELX SDG Inspiration Day. And he's also the deputy chair of the Elders, a leader of the Global Commission on Adaptation, president and chair of the Global Green Growth Institute. He's chair of the BAO Forum for Asia, a member of the Club de Madrid, chair of the International Olympic Committee's Ethics Commission, and much, much more. At the launch of the SDGs in 2015, here's what he said. We have reached a defining moment in human history. The people of the world have asked us to shine a light on a future of promise and opportunity. Member states have responded with the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is a universal, integrated, and transformative vision for a better world. It's an agenda for people to end poverty in all its forms, an agenda for the planet, our common home, an agenda for shared prosperity, peace, and partnership. It conveys the urgency of climate action. It is rooted in gender equality and respect for the rights of all, and above all, it pledges to leave no one behind. Secretary Ban.
Global citizens, today marks the 7th annual RELX SDG Inspiration Day, and I'm very happy to be a part of it in my capacity as the co-chair of the Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens. Dear Marcia, thank you for the invitation. It is a joy to be here and to leverage and showcase the power of partnerships. The PKMC is proud to be one of your official partners for several years now, and to have you serve on its board. You and RELX Group have been a steadfast supporter of the PKMC Global Citizen Scholarship Programs and of the recent Climate Justice webinar series. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's Inspiration Day, Mobilizing Business for a Better World, is bringing together innovators, thought leaders, and sustainability professionals to catalyze business action for the SDGs. The discussions taking place today should serve to keep up the momentum, deepen the commitment, and reach out more effectively to businesses to accelerate the implementation of the SDGs. As a former UN Secretary General, I was honored to work on numerous pressing issues, from combating poverty and taking action for gender equality to spearheading the international efforts for sustainable development. In this context, the 17 SDGs, adopted by 193 countries in New York in 2015, offer us a way to confront the most critical issues of our time. Last year, we entered the Decade of Action, which calls for accelerating sustainable solutions to all the world's biggest challenges. At the same time, COVID-19 hit the global community unexpectedly hard. It magnified existing challenges such as climate change, gender inequality, education disparities, humanitarian crises, and widening poverty gaps. A funding gap of $2.5 trillion per year for the SDGs is a massive challenge to their implementation. The pandemic has had serious impacts on the advancement we had already made. Yet climate change and the SDGs should remain high on the agenda of leaders. Now, with only 9 years left to achieve the SDGs, to tackle these additional challenges, it is time that we harness all the energy and support needed to accelerate the implementation of all SDGs. For this, we need everyone's engagement. If we want this global roadmap to succeed by 2030, the contribution of businesses is essential. I'm proud to have expanded and mainstreamed the UN Global Compact, which ensures that business is done both sustainably and responsibly. The UN Global Compact does this by bringing together over 10,000 signatories from 170 countries in a public-private partnership to help achieve the SDGs. The PKMC recently joined the UN Global Compact Austria to contribute to its collective goals of international cooperation, peace and development. Ladies and gentlemen, events like the RELX Inspiration Day provide the platform to bring diverse stakeholders together to have these important conversations. Today, our CEO, Monica Freller, will be moderating the session, mobilizing future business leaders on the SDGs. She will be joined by one of our very own global citizen scholars and entrepreneur, Akosua Pepra from Ghana. Together, they will highlight how youth is taking action to embed the SDGs into businesses in communities all around the world, showcasing social entrepreneurship and activism. We are also very happy that the 2021 cohort of 8 global citizen scholars from Africa are able to participate in the RELX Inspiration Day as part of their scholarship program this year. I look forward to the outcomes of today, and I'm thankful to all representatives who joined here today. Your perspectives and actions are vital, and the future is in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Ban. That is just what we need to hear about bringing everybody together on this day and through platforms like the RELX SDG Inspiration Day to advance the SDGs.